when your high sports performance can only be sustained when you ensure that the physical, emotional, and psychological well-being of your players is catered for. So you have to ensure that, when it comes to the medical cover, you have to ensure that our athletes get to recover in the shortest time possible. You'll find that you have a knock as a player. So the first thing we'll do is the physios will assess you. And if it's something that they think needs more attention, they'll send you to the hospital to do scans to establish what the problem is. And at times we'll address it so quickly. So you get injured, you go to hospital, do your MRI or X-ray, it shows you have a tear, and you need surgery. Then we advise you and tell you this, you can sit out for a number of months with rehab and physio, or this one will eventually require surgery, however much you want to run away from it. Because also, we don't encourage surgical intervention so much, but at times we need to realize that that's the only way to salvage certain situations. So we address it immediately, and the players are able to come back to play. So when you look at the physical aspect, as I was talking about rest, when I was talking about conditioning, ensure you have a strength and conditioning coach to have your players ready to participate and they're physically ready. If you look at the emotional well-being, you look at how are we helping our players understand certain things. Let's say you feel you're so good and you're not being played, you're not being fielded in the team. So it sort of brings some emotional turmoil. You're dropped from the national team, you're not doing well in class. So it's affecting how you play and things like that. So it's important to look at the emotional aspect as well as the psychological aspect. Other times you find players has gotten injured, they have a recurring injury. How do you support them to go through that during the rehabilitation period, telling them, encouraging them, telling them everything is going to be okay, don't worry, you will get over this, you'll still be able to represent the university or the national team when it takes time, don't worry. So I think it's more of encouraging the students, and I would advise most teams to have that in mind. I think a medical cover, because all players are always an injury away from retirement. And it's quite unfortunate that certain clubs don't have this medical cover for their students. And so when you get injured, you get offloaded and they sign another person. So that is not being honest. And it's why most careers have gone down the drain, because people were doing it for different reasons. So we also have to be humane and be ready to support these athletes whenever they go through such